Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very important. They've built up who they are right now, and they had the opportunity to play in the Olympics to represent their country. Is amazing. So many, and they got a couple NBA guys, NBA coaches as well. So it's a brotherhood, and I'm glad we was able to, kind of give them this spotlight as well, but also showcase the world they got some good players over there too.
SSC! 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 SSC!
These guys are resilient, they're focused, they're tenacious, and they put on for the world today. And it's no moral victories in basketball. We didn't come out with the win, but we competed, and that's all I asked for them from day one, and that's what they did.
South Sudan, the men's national team, just did the unthinkable. They challenged Team USA, pushed them off to the edge, and this game that they played on Saturday yesterday, it ended 101-100, and it happened in London. And South Sudan, they've just been on an absolute tear, especially when in the run-up to the Olympic Games, where they're slated to play in Group B. They'll be matching up against Team USA, the team that they played yesterday, Serbia, led by Nikola Jokic, and Alvarado's Puerto Rico. So they're in Group B, and South Sudan, they just look like a team that is ready for the Olympics. If you've been following keenly on my social medias, especially on NBA Kenya's Instagram, you'll see that I've been keeping tabs with South Sudanese basketball, especially with their matchups against Argentina, which ended 72-81, which was a loss. The first game that they played after training camp in the Kigali Arena in Rwanda, in the BK Arena in Rwanda. Then they played against Portugal, which ended 80-72, which was a win. South Sudan getting their first win outside and making sure to just bounce back from that loss against Argentina, which was not a blowout, but they were just able to withstand that run for Argentina, but they were not able to finish the job. Then the game against Great Britain, 84-81 was the final score, decided by 3 points. And this game that you're going to look at today, 100-101 Team USA. Team USA just didn't look the same. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, especially Anthony Davis, he didn't look the same as we have been used to seeing him. Jason Tatum didn't have a good game. Devin Booker didn't have a good game at all. But full credit to Khalid Jones. Khalid Jones, he had a triple-double for South Sudan. He had 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists in an electric performance. And despite him missing the jumper, the final seconds of the game, late in the game, that will have given South Sudan the upset win, the performance by the South Sudanese national team was beyond impressive. I know prior to this game, we saw what Paul Pierce had to say. He had some choice words, just demeaning the South Sudanese team. And during the game, I saw him trending on Twitter. And he is eating humble pie and he's eating his own words. And hey, man, you're not familiar with South Sudanese basketball and the way they have been tearing apart African teams. And looking at even how they played in the FIBA World Cup, the qualifiers, the FIBA World Cup itself, they just had flashes of greatness. Royal Ivy being the head coach, Lowell Deng, president of basketball operations, and the president of the South Sudanese Federation. He has done those two have done a good job with this national team. And not only is Royal Ivy the coach for the national team, but he's also the assistant coach for the Houston Rockets, and he is assisting Ime Udoka coach the Houston Rockets. Previously, he had that job as the assistant coach for the Brooklyn Nets, and he has shown that he has the ability to coach that national team to that next level. And that next level has pushed Team USA to the edge because Stephen Curry just looked human. LeBron James at some point looked human. Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum didn't look the same. Joel Embiid didn't look the same. And South Sudanese basketball is just on the radar. And a lot of people, especially Paul Pierce, Skip Bayless, they had a lot of things to say, especially on that Undisputed show. And they're just eating their words right now. As even despite the loss, you could see South Sudan they have what it takes to challenge Team USA. Because when I saw Group B, I just saw Team USA being one of the biggest hurdles that they have to overcome. Serbia being led by Nikola Jokic, playing that European basketball. It's another tough matchup. And Puerto Rico, they have just been on a tear at the other side of the hemisphere. But looking at how South Sudan have been gearing up to this Olympics, they have a 2-2 record. So they lost against Argentina, they lost against Team USA, that was yesterday, but they won against Portugal and Great Britain. So they have what it takes to be able to do something, even compete and be top heavy, especially with those matchups. And they have shown that they have the ability to even beat Team USA. And Team USA, they leave a lot of question marks, because this is not how the quote unquote best players in the world are supposed to look like. Because even prior to these games, the odds were stacked onto the South Sudanese. The odds are not stacked. They were stacked against South Sudanese, and there was that likelihood, and there was that perception that this was just going to be a walk-through game. But the South Sudanese national team, the team South Sudan, just had different plans and a different agenda, and they were able to not only take it to Team USA, but take it up on the best players in America, and I can say even in the world. But Noah Lyles, yes, about a year ago, he came out and even said, world champions of what? Team USA. You can't call yourself the NBA champion. You say that you're a world champion, because world champion means you're representing your country. So you can see national teams all across the world are taking it on to Team USA, because Team USA, there has been that perception that they are the best in everything, and they think that they're everything, and they have developed a level of arrogance towards themselves, and they have tried to show that they are the best at everything that they do. And South Sudan, they were not having it, and they came in and said, you know what, we're just gonna take it out against you. You could see Inuni Omot, he had that massive dunk on top of Anthony Davis. You could see Thor, he plays for the New Orleans, the Charlotte Hornets. And you could also see William Gabriel, he played with the Lakers, and he also played with LeBron and AD at some point. And you could see that the Team USA games and the Team USA team is not a cohesive unit. Steve Kerr even came out and said that much. And he didn't even say that. He didn't say that, South Sudan did play a good basketball. They just said that, Team USA didn't even prepare well. And even LeBron James, he came out and said, I'm going to be honest, I like those better than the blowouts. LeBron James said as he walked off of the court, at least we get tested. So the Team USA camp, they have a lot to think about, and they have a lot, especially when it comes to just playing cohesive basketball and playing as a cohesive unit. But looking at the lesson that they've been given by South Sudan, you could see South Sudan, they are the best team in Africa. I'm so happy to see South Sudan be the best team in Africa, and not even capitulating like the way we have seen other teams capitulate to other nations, and they're able to take it up against them. And Luol Deng and Coach Royal Ivy, they just knew the blueprint for Team USA, and they executed everything perfectly. And if it weren't for that clutch layup made by LeBron James to seal the game, there was a likelihood that South Sudan were going to be able to take it up on Team USA. As this first quarter started, you could see Team USA, they just came out strong. They just said they tried to establish the dominance in the game, but in the second and third quarters, that's when the tides changed, and South Sudan had a 14-point lead that Team USA could not even be able to stave off. In the fourth quarter, late game heroics, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, you could see they rallied Team USA to win. If it weren't for those two players, LeBron James and Stephen Curry, there will be a high likelihood that Team USA will have dropped that game, and it will be very embarrassing, because a lot of people look at them funny even right now. Even with the 1-point win, a lot of people have a lot of question marks with this team, because you see the quote-unquote greatest player of all time in LeBron James and Stephen Curry being the greatest shooter were being stopped by a team that this is the first time in the Olympics. They are the team that don't have a lot of history. They get an independence 13 years ago. So it's a very, very it's a very, very awkward situation for Team USA, because this is a team that they were supposed to be able to beat, but they couldn't do it. But full credit to South Sudan. I'm very excited to see them just leave their mark on there, and they just show an example of how to run a national team. I know the Timorans, they have no ability to play at the South Sudanese level because they lack any knowledge or resources to be able to put together a team that can be able to compete. But you can see what South Sudan are doing. Very good, very organized, and very professionally run. And the national team right now in the Olympics, they are ready. And I've never had any doubts with South Sudan because of how they played in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers here in Africa, how they played in the FIBA World Cup last year. Even I made a video talking about them last year, and how they've been able to just show that they have the ability to go ahead and compete heavy in that group. There's a high likelihood that they can make it. They have the ability to make it if they're able to play the cards right against Team USA and fix up on where they made a couple of mistakes. They are both on offense and defense. They're able to stave off Nikola Jokic's offense and the other teams. They're able to stave off a bit of Puerto Rico. They have a legit shot, and right now they have a legit shot, and they're showing the reason as to why they have the ability and that they are the upper hand. But all in all, it was a great performance, and losing to Team USA by half a basket, there's no shame in losing to that team, because even looking at what Steve Kerr, he came out and said. He said, and I quote, "I did not do a great job preparing our team. We did not focus enough on what they're capable of. That's on me." I think that really allowed South Sudan to gain confidence early. They were great. They played a wonderful game at the end. The ending was good for us, just to feel that, to feel what it's going to be like in Paris and Lille. So you can see Team USA being arrogant as they are, underestimating their opponents, and not treating their opponents with respect. Even I just came across the Redeem Team documentary on Netflix, and I just watched it, and they've had that, not even a chip on their shoulder, but they've just had that air to themselves, saying that they are going to go ahead and win it, but they've been pushed to the edge. Every single time Team USA have been playing, they have just been exposed every single time. And you can even say that they have a level of arrogance with them, but hey, it is what it is. South Sudan, they have made us proud. They have made Africa proud. They have made South Sudanese basketball proud, and the sky's the limit for these guys. And they have the ability to even go and even finish number 2 behind Team USA if they're able to beat Serbia and Puerto Rico. But hey, it is what it is. In the preparation matchups, they're able to get solid wins against Portugal and Great Britain. Even despite the loss to Argentina, they're able to bounce back pretty solid. And even that loss to Team USA, I don't think that it's a loss. It's also a win, because they have shown that they can compete with the best in the world. And the best in the world, Team USA. If that upset was completed with Khalid Jones making that final layup, the story would have been different. But hey, I know Paul Pierce is just eating humble pie right now. And he's just, he's just feeling embarrassed because he disrespected the team, and South Sudan, I can just say, took it personally. And it's just an awesome sight to see somebody just get proven wrong in a matter of hours. But anyway, it is what it is. So if you guys like the video, make sure you leave your feedback down in the comments what you think about this, and I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.
30 for South Sudan.
It might be like a little spy or something going on over there, Skip.
Hey, I'll give you 30, South Sudan. You taking it?
I wouldn't take 35 and a half or whatever it was.
I need to see some clips of them.
Yeah.
South Sudan.
I need to see what they look like, though.
Man, they probably ain't got nobody over 6'3".
I looked at the roster. I didn't recognize a single name. I don't know.
South Sudan, here we come. Here we come, South Sudan.
They had to qualify. Remember,
that's what I'm saying. Who they played against?
Luka's team didn't get in, so
because they lost to Greece.
Yeah,
they lost to Greece.
But what's on Luka's team other than Luka?
I mean, Lithuania has been good though. They've been good over the years. So, but they didn't qualify. They lost to Greece, and now we got South Sudan.
They sitting there laughing, man.
No, what I'm saying, like, they should have just put Lithuania in, right? Like, how did South Sudan get in?
So we might go all small lineup.
No, look, this game we gonna play Langston Galloway, Micah Powder.
Oh, yeah, Micah.
They gonna play Nigel Davis. And we
Yep.
still gonna win by 30.
You're lucky you're not playing East Sudan. 'Cause I hear they're really loaded.
East Sudan now.
right?
Where y'all get this from? They got basketball teams out there. They got basketball
Get
courts.
this dude.
Hey, look,
Go
they
to
got
commercial break.
You know, I'm just happy we was able to represent our country. You know, a lot of people around the world they didn't know what South Sudan was, and today we was able to represent our country with pride and, you know, put up a good fight and show them the potential of our country. So I think it was a proud moment for a lot of people. Obviously, we wanted to win. We played really well today. You know, I'm really proud of my teammates, the type of heart that we showed and dedication and trying to put respect on our name and to get our country respected, to know that, you know, we don't have any indoor basketball courts in our country. You know, we don't have anything like that. We're a bunch of refugees that came together for a few weeks out of the year that over here trying our best, playing against some of the best players ever. And, you know, this is much bigger than basketball for us. So to show that people that we can compete and understand that, you know, the hoops in Africa is something of the future that, you know, it's only a matter of time before the next generation gets built up. You know, there's a billion people in the country that's no different than any one of us. We've been able to represent us and get to this level based off just opportunities, you know, being able to have different facilities. You know, me growing up in the States, a lot of us growing up in Australia, some people growing up in Canada, and just having those different opportunities is what made us be able to compete at this level. But there's some tall kid back in the village. I remember I went back home to South Sudan to visit them, and they didn't have any opportunity, 7 feet tall, and they're herding cow. Some people around the world don't have the opportunity to play basketball for a living, you know, to go shoot hoops. Some people have to go fish for food. You know, you have to go herd cow. You got to do different things just to survive. So I think today was an example, and it was also something to bring us together. You know, we've been a war-torn country. We've gone through a lot every single year. You know, we've been a lot of bloodshed, and like for us to have something to come together, you know, us to stop with tribalism and looking at each other like we're different. And, you know, it's a small country. There's only 11 million people in South Sudan, but today we was all able to be united as one, and we just hope that we can continue to do different things in the future to be united, to continue keep building our country, so one day that we can be really proud of saying that we're from South Sudan.
Having training camp in Rwanda, first African team to ever have training camp in Africa. Kudos to Luau for getting it done. The guys have been great. It's been 23 guys. We cut it down to 13 guys. We had competitive games in Spain against a great Argentinian team and a Portugal team. And now we're coming here to compete at a high level against GB in the USA. The guys have been phenomenal. The energy's been great, and training camp's been great. And now we're on to these friendlies.